Hello everyone. Today we talk about the Hong Kong's national security law passed by China. What is it and why is it worrying not only the people in Hong Kong but globally? Hong Kong has always meant to have a security law but could never pass one because it was so unpopular. So this law is about China stepping in to ensure the city has a legal framework to deal with what it sees as serious challenges to its authority. The National Security Law of Hong Kong came into force on 30th June at 11 pm, just an hour before the 23rd anniversary of the city's handover to China from British rule in 1997. The details of the law's 66 articles were kept secret until after it was passed. The new law's key provisions include that crimes of secession, subversion, terrorism, and collusion with foreign forces are punishable by a maximum sentence of life in prison. Damaging public transport facilities can be considered terrorism. Those found guilty will not be allowed to stand for public office. Companies can be fined if convicted under the law. Beijing will establish a new security office in Hong Kong with its own law enforcement personnel, neither of which would come under the local authorities' jurisdiction. This office can send some cases to be tried in mainland China, but Beijing has said it will only have that power over a tiny number of cases. In addition, Hong Kong will have to establish its own National Security Commission to enforce the laws with a Beijing appointed advisor. Hong Kong's chief executive will have the power to appoint judges to hear national security cases, raising fears about judicial autonomy. Importantly, Beijing will have power over how the law should be interpreted, not any Hong Kong judicial or police body. If the law conflicts with any Hong Kong law, the Beijing law takes priority. Some trials will be heard behind closed doors. People suspected of breaking the law can be wiretapped and put under surveillance. Management of foreign non-governmental organizations and news agencies will be strengthened. Further, the law will also apply to non-permanent residents and people from outside Hong Kong who are not permanent residents of Hong Kong. One of the reasons behind the considerable controversy is that even the territory's chief executive Carrie Lam was unaware of the full text of the law before it was enacted. The critics say that it is clear the law will have a severe impact on the freedom of expression on the people of Hong Kong. There are reports of people deleting Facebook posts and concerns that candidates opposing the national security law will be disqualified from running in elections. Many are also afraid Hong Kong's judicial independence will be eroded and its judicial system will look increasingly similar to mainland China's. Effectively, they are imposing People's Republic of China's criminal system into the Hong Kong common law system, leaving them with complete discretion to decide who should fall into which system. There is also a growing concern that the law is a threat to Hong Kong's liberties, affecting its attractiveness as a leading economic powerhouse and a global business hub. The one country, two systems arrangement, established when the UK handed Hong Kong to China in 1997, was explicitly designed to protect the city from the mainland's repressive political and legal systems. This firewall gave Hong Kongers and the international community the confidence to keep doing businesses in the city after the handover. However, China has been chipping away at the firewall for several years, abducting perceived troublemakers off the streets of Hong Kong, blocking democracy activists from elections, and taking ever more direct control over the city's government. Reports say the Chinese Communist Party has been using salami slicing tactics to steadily eradicate freedom and autonomy in Hong Kong, while hoping that US and the other Western governments would look the other way. The problem is not just the vaguely defined offences of subversion, secession, collusion with foreign powers, or the investigatory powers given to the Hong Kong authorities, but the new legislation has fundamentally altered the governance of Hong Kong by superimposing the CCP's arbitrary legal system and powerful secret police on the city. Summarizing the effects of the law, the critics simply state that the law makes it easier to punish the protesters and the critics of the Chinese government in Hong Kong. However, the Hong Kong government says that the law is required to bring order to a city that saw mass pro-democracy protests last year that often turned violent. The statements of the law are not only vague, the extent of the law's reach is still uncertain. Moreover, it could not only affect the freedom of speech of the Hong Kongers but can also lead to foreign nationals being arbitrarily detained in Hong Kong. And that's all for today. In the upcoming video, we would see how the national security law imposed in Hong Kong by China could affect the bilateral relations between Australia and China. Thank you.